Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum and a very good morning to all my lovely students of class 6. This is your social studies teacher, Ms. Zanayira, and today we are back with another lecture of the chapter Introduction to South Asia. As I've told you previously that the Introduction to South Asia is our chapter number 1 and it is on page number 16 of your social studies book. The lecture which we are having today is going to be our lecture number 4. Okay, so I want all the students to stay connected till the last and be attentive. I want my students to have copy and books with them. As I told you that this chapter belongs to the section of geography, and in this chapter here comes the table of content in which you can see that what are the main things, what are the main headings that we are going to cover in this chapter, from which mostly from which most of the topics we have done. In the last class, we were discussing occupations. I asked students to read out the paragraphs of occupation. Acha, symbols of flags, I did not explain to you. And the reason is this would be given as homework and you guys need to read out this paragraph from the book where the symbols of the flags are written and it is shown that what kind of symbol represents what. Okay, so today we are going to continue from occupation. Here comes the previous slides and I want your eyes to have the vision or the revision of this, what we already have learned. Okay, so these are the things that we have learned. About Pakistan, we have learned that when it got independence, 97% population is Muslim. It is a democratic country. The important thing for you guys is to remember the date of independence plus currency and capital, languages. These kind of things are important. Next, Musarraf. Yes. Just wait. Okay, so that's how we have learned about many of the countries of South Asia. We know that how many countries are there in South Asia. There are how many countries in South Asia? 8 countries are there, from which we have learned all the countries. अच्छा ये सारी वो चीजें जो हम already पढ़ चुके हैं, so that is why I'm just going ahead fast. About Afghanistan, we had learned that it's a landlocked country and we have learned about its location. Then the population is 38 million, capital is Kabul, currency is rupee, and the official language is Pashto and Dari. रबिया शहजाद कितनी आईडी से एंटर हो रही हैं बेटा आप? मैं आपको 3 दफा तो एंटर कर चुकी हूँ अलग अलग आईडी से. Now, today it is the time to learn about the occupation of South Asia. What kind of thing do you see in the background? You might have seen the globe. The green portion is indicating what? It is indicating South Asia, which has 8 countries in it. And here you can see a dot-like structure, which is Sri Lanka. As we have learned about Sri Lanka, that Sri Lanka is sometimes called as the tear from the eye of India. So here you can see the map of India, and this is like a teardrop. It is like a drop of a tear. So that is why, according to its shape and position, we sometimes call it as tear dropping from the eye of India. So now, today we are supposed to learn about the occupation of South Asia. What is occupation? Everybody needs to earn money. Why? Because it is the important, you can say that it is something which is very important to live our lives, to survive. right? So in order to earn money, one must have some of the occupations, some of the professions. So here we are supposed to learn about the occupations which are common in South Asia. So here comes the list of occupations in South Asia, which includes agriculture, livestock farming, fishing, handicraft, trade, services, industry, and labor. So first of all, we are going to learn about the agriculture. Agriculture is like it's the occupation of raising crops in fields. What is agriculture? Agriculture is the occupation in which the farmer grow crops in the fields. Now, in South Asia, what should we learn about it? So here you can see the diagram, you can see the picture in which you can see the fields and what kind of things are important in the fields that you can list and that you can see over here, right? So agriculture is the occupation of raising crops and fields, and it is most common occupation in South Asia. Remember one thing here, we are not supposed to learn that what is agriculture just. Here we need to see that how agriculture is important occupation in South Asia, because here we are focusing on South Asia. Okay, so if we talk about the South Asia, agriculture is one of the most important occupation in South Asia. This is because this area is gifted with the fertile soil and abundant fresh water. You guys should know that the sea water cannot be utilized for growing crops. Otherwise you could see number of the trees and plants near sea view, near Hawke's Bay, but we do not find plants over there. We do not find trees over there. And the reason is because the water is marine. That is salty water. But for growing crops, we need fresh water. So if we talk about the countries of South Asia, especially India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, and almost every country of South Asia is having the fertile soil. Water is not enough. Water is important factor. It is important. It is playing the important role, but still it is not enough. We need the fertile soil as well. As you can see that we cannot grow plants on in every soil. For suppose if you are having cement at your house, can you grow plants in the cement? No, you need a particular kind of soil which has the minerals, so if we see the South Asia, so most of the countries of South Asia are gifted by God with fertile soil and abundant fresh water, which is important, except in the desert regions. You know that the deserts are the barren lands, these are the dry lands, and usually there is no or a very little water in the desert. So for example, if we talk about the third, see, here we are talking about South Asia, right? So in South Asia, Pakistan is included, and Pakistan is an agricultural country. Remember this thing, guys. This is very important that Pakistan is an agricultural country. Do you know why the textile is important in Pakistan? आपको पता है Pakistan is really famous for the textile. Kapda banana. Textile industries basically make clothes, right? And Pakistan is very famous in it. Why? Because we are agricultural country. We are having an agricultural country which can grow a cotton in a very large quantity, in a very large amount. That cotton is processed in the industries, and that cotton, वो रुई वाली जो cotton है वो कपड़े वाले cotton में बदल जाती है, and this is how we make the clothes. So how it has been done? It has been done by the crops. If we could not get the cotton, we cannot have the textile industries. Okay, so why our textile industries are progressing? Because we are having an agricultural country. So here we are talking in Pakistan, Thar is also included, and you know that Thar is desert and there is very little or no water in the desert. So most of the agriculture depends on the excellent irrigation system developed by the British to distribute the water of great rivers of South Asia over a vast territory. In the sentence, you might get confused. Beta, in this chapter, we are not going to learn about agriculture and irrigation in detail. ठीक है, इरिगेशन और एग्रीकल्चर के हवाले से हम डिटेल में यहाँ पर नहीं पढ़ेंगे बिकॉज दैट इज इंक्लूडेड इन अनदर चैप्टर. ठीक है, उसमें हम देखेंगे दैट हाउ एग्रीकल्चर एंड इरिगेशन. sometimes students get confused in these two terms. इन दो टर्म्स में स्टूडेंट्स यूजुअली कंफ्यूज हो जाते हैं कि इरिगेशन और एग्रीकल्चर एक जैसा सुनने में लग रहा है तो शायद इनकी मीनिंग्स भी एक होंगी. नो, इरिगेशन इज अ वाटर सिस्टम. यू मस्ट हैव सीन द कैनाल्स. आपने कैनाल्स देखी होंगी कि किस तरीके से बड़े रिवर में से छोटी छोटी कैनाल्स निकल के जगह जगह जा रही होती हैं. दिस इज इरिगेशन. दिस वाटर सिस्टम इज इरिगेशन एंड इरिगेशन इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर एग्रीकल्चर बिकॉज अगर इरिगेशन सही नहीं होगी, वाटर सिस्टम सही नहीं होगा, हाउ कैन वी ग्रो द क्रॉप्स, हाउ कैन वी रेज द क्रॉप्स. So that is why irrigation system was made by British. सुना होगा आपने कि हम पर अंग्रेजों की हुकूमत थी. तो वो जो अंग्रेजों की हुकूमत थी, they had built canal system, they had built a good irrigation system in India, Pakistan and subcontinent that we are utilizing today. अदरवाइज यू नो द स्पीड ऑफ प्रोग्रेस ऑफ इंडिया एंड पाकिस्तान, वरना आपको पता है कि हम कितनी स्लो स्पीड पर हैं, कितनी स्लो स्पीड पर है सक्सेस की तरफ कंपैरेटिवली अदर कंट्रीज. तो अगर ये भी हमें बनानी होती तो आज शायद हमारा कंट्री एग्रीकल्चर कंट्री भी नहीं होता अगर हमारे पास वाटर का सही सेटअप नहीं होता. बट दिस irrigation system was made by British before our independence. So that is why we are utilizing it today and we are having the good crops, we are having the good agriculture system in our countries. So it was developed by British, right? So some agriculture also depend on rainfall, especially in the areas that receive heavy showers on the of the monsoon rains every year. Okay, so one by one we'll see that which country is having how much rainfall. So what you guys should know about the agriculture is the process of growing crops, right? For growing crops, what kind of things are important? Fertile soil. Just soil is not important. Just soil is not important. The fertile soil is important. Fertile is a word that is indicating the soil which is having the minerals. For example, there is soil in the deserts, but you cannot see number of the plants over there. Why? Because that soil is the soil but not fertile, right? So having fertile soil is like a gift from nature, right? So many of the countries of South Asia are gifted with fertile soil and river water. River water is important because river is having fresh water. Otherwise we are having a lot of sea water. Sea view is there, Hawks Bay is there. अगर इन वाटर को हमें यूटिलाइज करना होता तो आज हम ये नहीं कहते कि पानी की कमी है. We are talking about here the fresh water, right? So for agriculture, one must have the good soil plus water. Then livestock farming. You must have heard the word farm animals. What kind of animals are called as farm animals? That we can keep in our farms, right? And we are getting the benefits from them. For example, let's take the example from hen. We use chicken as our favorite flavor of food. People of South Asia, especially subcontinent, India and Pakistan, they just love it, right? So livestock farming means having this stock of farm animals. If you go to the farms, you will not find just one buffalo or two buffalo, one goat or two goat. No, you will find the number of these animals. There would be livestock farming. There would be a large stock of these animals, so we can have the benefits from in great quantity, right? So farm animals, livestock farming means to gather the farm animals. And why should we gather the farm animals? To have the benefits from them. We use their skin, we use the cotton from sheep, wool from sheep, right? And we use their milk and we eat them, right? So these kind of benefits can be taken from livestock, farm animals. So areas that do not receive sufficient water for agriculture usually develop in industries in livestock farming or raising animals such as goats, cows, camels. These animals usually survive on cheap food and little water. If there is no water, they can survive on very little water. The food they eat is very cheap and it is easy to afford. These animals usually survive. Uh, livestock animals are used for transport as well as for providing meat and milk. However, the large Hindu population of South Asia does not generally eat meat. The cows are especially protected in many of these countries for religious reasons, religious purpose. Previously, these animals were also used in agriculture, but now machines have widely replaced them, right? So farm animals were used in the fields as well in agriculture, but nowadays they have been replaced by large machines, right? So here comes another profession of South Asia, that is fishing. Fishing has remained one of the most important occupations in South Asia because of the region's vast water resource. As I told you that when we talk about the agriculture, we cannot utilize the sea water, the marine water, the salty water. But when we talk about the fishing, fishes can be found in river water, fishes can be found in the sea as well. So we are having a good resource of water, so that is why fishing is one of the major occupation in the countries of South Asia. The people of Sindh in Pakistan and the people of Bangladesh consider fish as a major part of their diet, okay? Especially in Pakistan and Bangladesh, people think that this is the you can say that this is the major contribute to their diet. What? Fish. Fishing is now decreasing in the rivers due to the massive damming, while the sea deep fishing has been taken over by international fishing companies to a great extent. So, I don't know whether you have heard this that the fishes in rivers are more good to human life, more good to human diet as compared to the fish of the sea. But river fishes are just facing problems of pollution. So as the water pollution is there, so that is why the life of fish and other water animals is in problem, right? So the fishing is one of the major occupation in South Asia, and it is usually taken as a major contributor of the diet in Pakistan and Bangladesh. Now here we see another one, which is handicraft. What kind of things you can see over here? You can see the beautiful things made by human hands. So handicraft, what is handicraft? The concept you might have got while looking at this picture, as this picture is clearly teaching itself that what is handicraft. People in some areas of South Asia are famous for their handicrafts and cottage industries. In Pakistan, some of the most well-known examples are the woodwork of Hala in Sindh. Okay, beta, from book you need to remember these kind of things, okay, because these are important. Here we should not only remember that what is handicraft, we should remember that how it is important in South Asia, because here we are concerned with South Asia. So if we talk about the Sindh, especially Hala, so the woodwork of Hala is very famous. Woodwork of Hala in Sindh is very famous. Goods made of camel skin in Multan and the cane handicrafts of Mary. In India, the gold embroidery on saris in Varansai, that is also called as Banaras. You might have heard this word Banaras ki sari, that is famous in India. That embroidery is done by hands, right? So that is why it comes in the category of handicrafts. right? And these are some of the things which are very important, and this is not just famous in South Asia, but it is well known throughout the world that this is the handicraft of South Asia is one of the major occupation in South Asia. Now here you can see another thing, that is trade. We have learned one of the chapter in class 5, trade and industries. Okay, so in that chapter I told you, but I know that you do not remember now. So when the word trade comes, when you hear the word trade, just bring two words in your mind, that is import and export. Trade means tijarat, right? And in trade, tijarat mein import and export are the major factors. What happens in it? The goods and you can see that the products are brought from some of the countries and sent to the countries in large quantities. This picture is of Karachi. This picture which is in front of you is the picture taken from the, I think, Kemari. I guess this is the picture of Kemari, but I am sure that this is the picture of Karachi, right? So here you can see like big containers, the large containers which are having the goods in it. इसके अंदर इतना सामान आ जाता है that then this good in a very great quantity are whether sent to the other country which comes in export, या तो वो चीज जो हमारे कंट्री में बहुत ज्यादा फेमस है we export them. And why we are exporting them? Because it is an occupation. In occupation, what is the meaning of occupation? Something to be done in order to earn money. पैसे कमाने के लिए कोई भी काम करना, कोई भी means there are categories and one of the category is trade. In trade, import and export are the major factors. So इसमें क्या होता है, in large quantity, in big containers, the products, the goods are sent to the country in different countries to earn money, or the goods are purchased from the other countries, और दूसरे countries से भी इन्हें purchase किया जाता है. ठीक है? So this is the trade, and this is very important in South Asia. Traders ensure that the goods produced in the factories and the crops grown in the fields are available in a shop near your home. They include the middlemen, wholesalers, retailers, and owners of big business. ठीक है, इसके डिटेल में नहीं जाना है. Services, the word service is a word which is indicating the action of helping or doing work for someone. Here you can see a doctor, you can see engineer, you can see maid, you can see a teacher. Many of the people here, you can see the chef. So what these all are supposed to do? They are helping people. They are doing some work to for someone. Fine. For example, doctor is providing services to patients. Teacher is providing services to students. Likewise, engineers are designated for doing some jobs. They go under the ground, they mine the coal, petroleum, and different fossil fuels. So these are the services which are done by different people, right? So service includes the action of helping or doing work for someone. Industries are very important. As we talk about the occupation, industries are one of the major factor that is affecting the success of any country. We have learned that a country is industrializing country. Why industrializing country? Because we have not got number of the industries. We are having just limited number of the industries in our country, so that is why our country is not as much strong financially as the other countries are. For example, if we compare the Pakistan with China, so are we stable like them? No, because China is having number of the industries. So if we see the success of any of the country, it is very important to see that how is the number of industries, how many number of industries are there, because If we increase the number of industries, the financial stability will be increased. So definitely the industries are going to have impact on the occupation, on the financial position of South Asia. So it is also the one of the most important occupation of South Asia. Apart from these, here comes another service, another profession, that is labor. Factories, here we have learned about the industry, but the people that work, those work in industry, are labor. So factories, there are machines, but machines cannot work until the people are attached with them. Right? Factories require a large number of workers or laborers. The laborers run the machine and ensure the progress of any country. In many countries, labor unions try to ensure that the laborers are provided with fair wages and adequate provisions to live a happy life. For labor, we can see one thing, that usually, not all the time, usually they are not given their rights properly. ठीक है, इन्हें इनके rights properly नहीं दिए जाते. So these are the things which can be seen in South Asia. Here we should talk about the occupations in South Asia, and we have seen number of the occupations which are important. If we talk about other occupation, so we can have many more, but these all which we have discussed are the major occupations in South Asia, right? So here you need to know about it. Here comes the book reading. Here you can see the book pages. I do not want you to read it out now. Here we are having just 5 minutes. So I want you guys to take out your copies. This is your index page. So there should be copy 2. And here you can see the complete indices of copy 2. The reason of showing this complete index to you is if anybody has missed any work, so he or she can see कि कौन सी डेट पर आपका कौन सा काम हुआ था, फिर वो उस दिन के लेक्चर या होमवर्क पर चला जाए और कंप्लीट योर वर्क बिफोर यू कम टू द स्कूल. From next week, inshallah, we'll be having the physical classes. Make sure you will bring your copy with complete work. Now I want students to take out the copy 2. Today we are supposed to do exercise B. और बेटा आज प्लीज मुझसे कोई पेन के हवाले से मत पूछना कि मिस कौन से पेन से काम करना है, ठीक है? अदरवाइज मैं ग्रीन कह दूंगी, फिर आप ग्रीन पेन से काम करके लाइएगा. It is good. Beta, you should know that for maintaining your indices, you should use your blue and black pen. ठीक है, आपका जो कंटेंट लिखा होना चाहिए वो आपके ब्लू पेन से लिखा होना चाहिए. अगर आप चाहते हैं कि आपकी कॉपी अच्छी दिखे या साफ सुथरी दिखे तो आप ब्लैक को भी यूज कर सकते हैं, बट फॉर राइटिंग द नेम ऑफ द चैप्टर्स, फॉर डेट्स, फॉर हेडिंग्स, फॉर दीज काइंड ऑफ थिंग्स यू कैन यूज इट. If you have done, so should we go ahead? महावीर बेटा, आपकी टेस्ट कॉपी ही आपकी एसएसटी कॉपी 2 है, ठीक है? देयर वर 2 कॉपीज ऑफ सोशल स्टडीज और दोनों आपकी इंटरलीव कॉपीज हैं, ठीक है? इंटरलीव कॉपी का मतलब पता है ना, वन साइड वुड बी ब्लैंक another side would be lined page, right? So today we are going to do what? We are going to do exercise B. Now, this was question number 6 that we already have done. Then we did exercise A, right? Now it's time to do exercise B. These are your questions. Make sure that you have done all these 6 questions. Make sure that before writing your exercises, you have done all these questions. ये सारे questions हमने one by one किए हैं, जिसमें से some of the questions were done in the class and few of the questions were given in homework. Now here comes the exercise B, that is again from your book. So what you guys need to do, first you need to write the date on the right line of your page. ठीक है, रेड लाइन पर आपने डेट लिखनी है, क्लास वर्क लिखना है, वहां एक्सरसाइज बी की हेडिंग डालनी है, स्टेटमेंट में आपने लिखना है राइट वेदर द फॉलोइंग स्टेटमेंट आर ट्रू और फॉल्स। अच्छा जी, वी आर हैविंग लेस टाइम, सो मैं इसको आगे जरा लेकर चलती हूँ थोड़ा। So South Asia is given the name to a peninsula in the eastern part of the Asia. Is South Asia is eastern part? South Asia east में है? Hurry up, hurry up. It is false. You guys need to write F. पहले मैं सारे आंसर्स आपको दिखा दूं ताकि अगर क्लास डिस्कनेक्ट भी हो जाए तो आपके पास ये कंटेंट अवेलेबल रहे. These statements can be copied down from the book as well. ठीक है, आंसर्स यहाँ पर आपके सामने हैं. ब्लू से आपने स्टेटमेंट लिखनी है और ब्लैक से आपने टी या एफ लिखना है. ये मैंने बुक का पेज लिया है, यहाँ पर देखकर आप हरगिज ये मत समझिएगा कि आपको ये पूरा ये जो जितने भी आपका स्टेटमेंट्स लिखी हुई हैं वो सारी आपने ब्लैक से करनी है. प्लीज बेटा इस तरह की चीजें अब हम रिपीट नहीं किया करेंगे. ठीक है, स्टेटमेंट आपको पता है अब हमेशा पेंसिल से लिखते थे, तो अब पेंसिल वाला काम अपने ब्लू पेन से करना है. तो ये ब्लू पेन से लिखा जाएगा और टी और एफ वुड बी रिटन विद ब्लैक.